everybody. Welcome back to the Ball Players Guide, your guide to everything ball. Today, we are going to be talking about the Atlanta Braves, where last year they were a massive disappointment. They finished 76 and 86. Their big weakness last year was starting pitching. They were right in the middle of the rankings as far as hitting goes. Same with relief pitching, fielding. They were like literally 14 or 16 in most of the categories, but then their starting pitching was mostly ranked in the 20s. They battled a lot of injuries last year. They got off to a slow start. Some players were hot, some players were extremely cold, and they just kind of fluctuated all over the place. Um, the Braves are a weird team because you look at their roster and they've got talent. I mean, and they brought in a ton of players this year too. Um, they didn't lose much. Like as far as you look at like what they lost and who they added, it comes out pretty even. So they lost Jared Kelenic, who he's still somehow only like 24 years old. That's crazy. Alexis Diaz, who was meh. Dane Dunning, Marcelo Zuna from the Pirates, Charlie Morton, David Fletcher, Jake Fraley, and Pierce Johnson. They brought in Jonah Heim, Kyle Farmer, Martin Perez, Jorge Mateo, Javi Guerra, Deshaun Kersey Jr., our GOAT, Ha-Seong Kim, who signed and then got hurt a week later. So that's kind of a moot signing there. James Karinchak, trying to find lightning in a bottle. Robert Suarez, one of the best relievers in the market. Mike Yastrzemski, who is going to probably be a 5-war player for the Braves and their Magic. Ben Gamel, Mauricio Dubon, and Dom Smith. I mean, they brought in just a billion bodies to see if what they can find. Um, when you go up and down their lineup and rotation and bullpen, like they're a good team by all accounts. Like everything looks good on paper for the Atlanta Braves. So I guess I don't know, Joey. Like, what does 2026 look like for the Braves?
I think it's going to be much better. Um, their parts in completely outweighs their parts out. And like I was looking at their schedule last year and they started out 0 and 7.
Ooh,
They got swept by the Padres and then swept by the Dodgers. So that's a tough go
that's
right off the rip.
it's a rough opening two opening series.
But yeah, they dropped all seven of those in those two series. And then they kind of even backed up, even even back up. Is that kind of?
Evened out.
uh, They got to 500.
All right,
We'll just say it that way.
we got
They
there.
got it back to 500, and then it just kept slipping away after that. So yeah, that 0 and 7 really is almost unheard of for the Braves. You would think that they would have taken at least three of those
Yeah,
games, but yeah, they should be much better. I like what they did. I do think they could probably add one more starter here before the season starts. That I know they've been linked to Giolito. I think that's a big one.
well, that's I think the big story right now is they had like a good starting rotation, but then they lost Schwellenbach and Waldrep like
Yeah,
literally like this week to surgery. And I don't think it's a surgery that means they're going to be out all year. Like I think they'll come back at some point, but those are two big blows.
yeah. Their eighth and ninth inning is pretty locked down. Also with Robert Suarez and Iglesias.
Yeah.
So
And the rest of
I
their
yeah
bullpen isn't bad either. Like they have proven guys that have done it before. And
yeah
I mean, they're probably not going to blow you away, but they're reliable. They'll get the job done. Yeah, I feel like they just need one more starter for like depth. But still, they have depth in their minor league system
yeah
for starting pitching. Like they have, we are just talking about it, Martin Perez down there, Carlos Carrasco, who are, I don't know, they're not like top line starters anymore, but they'll run out and give you 5 innings. Might not be the best 5 innings you've ever seen, but they'll pitch, they'll be there. And then yeah, this lineup, I mean, this lineup's it still bangs.
yeah.
You got Acuna, Matt Olson. They have Profar listed as their DH hitting third. I don't know if he's a three hitter. I mean, He's a switchy, slots in well. He's a reliable big league hitter.
Yeah,
But I don't know if he's like your three hitter. They'd probably prefer to have Austin Riley hit three.
I was gonna say probably swap Riley to the three, maybe even Ozzy to the five, and then Profar to the seven, but
Yeah. And then
something like that.
they go Profar, Drake Baldwin, who I think is going to be an absolute dude. He looks
Yeah.
the real deal. Then they have Austin Riley. Mike Yastrzemski is going to be their starting left fielder, kind of platoon with Eli White. Kind of typical Braves don't have a left fielder, so we're just going to throw a
Mm.
couple white dudes out there. Then they have Ozzy Albies, who was I think power dipped last year,
Yeah.
and he didn't have his like normal Ozzy Albies year, I think. But I mean, he's again reliable. Then you have Michael Harris II, who is still only 25 and hasn't really had that full season that's like fully clicked. I know he came on toward the end of last year really well, but bless you.
Excuse me. No.
But I think he's really streaky. I think that's Michael Harris II's problem. And then Mauricio Dubon is their shortstop. So
With Hassan Kim potentially coming back in May, I believe I saw it today.
from his hand surgery,
I thought it said Hassan Kim could return in May was the headline.
Hassan Kim will return in Avengers Doom.
Yeah. Hassan Kim could return in early May.
I feel like that's crazy for a torn finger tendon,
Yeah.
torn finger. That's crazy. And then they also have Sean Murphy, who had hip surgery, which I don't know what the recovery like that is for a catcher, but that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I was interested to see, but him getting hurt obviously didn't help his value
Yeah.
because with Drake Baldwin, you could platoon those guys, but they signed Sean Murphy to a pretty hefty extension, I think, to keep him on as just a platoon bat. So I don't know what the move with him is going forward.
Sean Murphy, he's getting 15 mil a year from here on out for the next 3 years with a club option in 2029. So I don't know. Twins were paying Christian Vasquez 20 million or whatever it was. So I don't know. I would take Sean Riley for or Sean Murphy for 15 mil. And then they
Yeah.
also have Jonah Heim on their bench, who's going to be their backup to start the year. They also have Chadwick Trump, Sandy Leon, and Jair Camargo slotted in AAA right now. So like that again, they have depth. I feel like that's the big thing is they loaded up on depth this year.
Yeah.
And they might not be like the best players of all time, but they'll produce however much you need them to.
Yeah. I have high hopes for this team. I think they'll be right up there with the Mets and the Phillies by the end of the year.
I was just gonna ask, where do you slot them in? And then who, if they're gonna get there, who has to be like who's gonna be the focus? Because the easy answer is Acuna.
Yeah.
Can you get a full like 150, 140 games out of Acuna? But I also think it's just kind of it's the guys around him like Austin Riley, Ozzy Albies, Michael Harris II. Like Acuna is going to be Acuna. It's if he's healthy. Then it's the other guys, right?
Yeah. I want to see Matt Olson hit 40 homers again or do something like that. I love watching him hit so much.
He's so great. I love Matt Olson.
Profar can't get popped for PEDs again. That would help.
Wouldn't hurt. Matt Olson led the league in doubles last year.
And
So-
he plays like every game.
He's played 162 games for the last 4 seasons. That seems
He's-
pretty good.
Yeah. You just don't see that type of stuff anymore.
Since 2018, he's played every single game in a season, all but twice. So he went 162, 127, 60, COVID, 156. So he was right there. And then 162 4 years in a row. Like that's insane in today's game. You don't see that. And last year he still had, you're saying you'd like to see him hit 40 bombs. He still had hit 272 with a 366 on base with a 850 OPS, 138 OPS plus. He was the best hitter in their lineup.
Yeah.
Like, except for Acuna, who only played half the year. But I freaking love Matt Olson. Imagine Matt Olson on the Twins hitting it into the Winnebago Bay or whatever it's called now,
I would love that,
right
but
to a porch. But what? He's only how much is he making? He's only making 22 million a year. The Polettes can afford that.
yeah, make it happen. See if the Braves will part with him.
John
Austin
Klein for
Riley,
Matt Olson, straight up. Who says no?
who?
John Klein.
Yeah, I would take that.
I'm sure you would.
Austin Riley playing a full season is also a big thing for them because when he does, he's nuts. Like
Yeah.
so good. But the injuries have hit him the last couple years. Still played over 100 games the last 2 years, but you want him on the field all the way through and through a playoff run. And I think this, I don't know. I will talk more Phillies obviously later, but I might have this team above the Phillies this year.
You could talk me into it for sure. I don't know. Right now, BetMGM has their over under at 88 and a half, which I think when I looked at it earlier, I don't have it pulled up right now, but like every team in the NL East was like within like 3 games of each other.
Yeah.
Like they were all right there. Let me see. I got it right here. Mets are 90 and a half. Phillies 89 and a half. Braves 88 and a half. Yeah, I mean they're all right there.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they did more to get better. The Phillies are just kind of running it back with the same type of squad.
This is a Braves episode, not a Phillies episode.
I know. But
But
they're
yeah,
in
I
the same
agree.
division, so we have to compare them.
You could easily see this team winning 100 games.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone would be shocked. You could also see this team winning 80 just because of the division that they're in.
Yeah.
Like if they lose a couple 1-run games here or there, which I don't know if they will with their bullpen, because again, it's gross with Iglesias and Suarez. I was watching a JM baseball video and Ryan Cohen called him Bob Suarez, and I was like, I don't like that.
No.
He's Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this Braves team. I've always liked the Braves. I don't know, something about it. They're kind of fun to me, especially this
Yeah.
new version. I just feel like they play a good brand of baseball. I
I
like that they
think,
play every day. I like that they run their guys out there. It's the same lineup. It's old school baseball, it feels like.
and they is Walt Weiss is their manager now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that could have
because
an impact too.
yeah, I don't know. I like the Braves.
I do too.
You want to hear a fun trivia question?
I do.
Well, before we get to the trivia, I was just looking at their baseball reference page. Do you know how many players played on, like, made an appearance for the Braves last year?
54.
71. That's so many players. That's a lost team.
Yeah.
So this year's going to be better. I feel it. I feel it in my jellies. All right. Trivia. All
Yeah.
right. You're going to need your thinking cap for this one.
Okay.
The 2021 Braves,
Yep.
which is the year that they won the World Series,
No.
had 14 players who were or would become a Twin or a Cub.
Okay.
Can you name the 14 players?
Eddie Rosario.
Hold on. I got to keep track of this somehow.
Not even ready.
How would you do this? Okay, Eddie Rosario, yes.
Um. Oh man.
We really needed Logan here for the Cubs side of things, where
Yeah.
Logan is currently producing Taylor Swift's new album, so he's currently not here at the moment.
Yuck.
Yeah, Eddie Rosario, that's one of 14.
He's the only one that sticks out in my head. Um,
There are a lot of Cubs on this list, and there's some names in here that are gross.
oh, Dansby.
Dansby. Surprised you got that one. That's a tricky one.
Well, this team isn't that much different than Jock.
Doc. It's three.
Who's in that rotation?
Uh there's one who was a Cub in the rotation. Was he a Cub last year? He was one of those guys where he got hurt, and so the Cubs had him to like a 2 year deal, like to rehab his Tommy John and then have him for the next year. He was a Cub from 22, 23, 24. Maybe he
So
wasn't. He pitched in 22 games in 22. Maybe, what am I thinking of then? He's a real happy guy. Shows it on his face because he is Smiley.
oh, okay.
You Smiley. There's
Uh,
a
Tyler Matzik, was he a Cub?
nope.
Hmm.
Feels like he's spiritually a
Yeah.
Cub. There's one player who was a Cub and then went back to the Braves and then went to a different team and then went back to the Braves. And then there was another, he went to a different team and then went back to the Braves.
Oh, Jesse Chavez.
Jesse Chavez. There's one player who was on the Cubs World Series winning team. Reliever. I thought this dude was going to be like the next reliever for the Cubs. And then 2016, I think, was his best year.
Pedro Strop.
Nope. I think a stiff wind would blow this guy over. Probably weighed 30 pounds. He appeared in one game with the Braves in this year, I think.
I feel like I can see who you're talking about. I just can't.
It's the same name as his dad. Yep, one game. He pitched 1/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, an 81 ERA.
I don't think I have that one.
That would be Mr. Carl Edwards Jr.
Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of
The
that.
rest of the pitchers that you're not going to get: Sean Newcomb,
Okay.
Shane Green,
Okay.
and Chris Martin. The position players you can get the rest of the
Okay.
position players. One's a catcher,
I'm trying. Yeah, I was trying to think of their catchers.
more known as a Brewer.
Was it? No, never mind. That was stupid. No.
We're going to say Contreras,
Yeah.
not Contreras. Let's see. I'll give you this guy's career. I'll pull this page first. He was a Brewer from 2010 to 2016, where he was traded to the Rangers.
So
And then
there's no way Lucroy was on that team.
35-year-old Jonathan Lucroy played in 2 games for the 2021 Braves and accrued .1 WAR.
That
There is one outfielder who absolutely mashes the ball. Currently a Los Angeles Angel,
Soler.
Jorge Soler. The rest are twins. You better lock the frick in. One's a utility player.
I was definitely happy that these guys got a ring too. Then.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Adrianza was there.
Adrianza. Two current twins, non-roster invites, minor league deals. Shortstop
Oh, Orlando Arcia.
and backup catcher.
Who did they?
We were very super duper excited when they got this guy to be their backup catcher this year.
Oh, Alex Jackson. Yeah.
Alex Jackson. That's crazy.
Yeah.
14 players who appeared with the Twins or Cubs at some point in their career. Legend Shane Green. How about you? Who would have thunk?
Yeah. I Now that you say it, I remember like him and Chris Martin being on that team, but I would not have
That, that,
remembered that.
that was one of those I was looking at the baseball reference and I was like, oh, whoa. All right, cool. All right. Well, that's the Braves. Tell us what we missed. Tell us what we got wrong. People really like doing that, apparently.
Yeah.
So get in the comments and tell me how stupid I am and tell me that I need to did research. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to our Nationals video and we have one super fan.
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
that's great. All right, next we are going to get into another young fun team, the Sacramento/Oakland/Las Vegas Athletics. So we will see you guys next time.